Good morning, my name's Catherine Wilkinson and I'm an Usborne Books partner, and I wanted to share with you a whole load of books that we've got that would inspire your children to read and have that love of reading. So I will be recording a video every month that will get sent out to you. Please don't hesitate to get in touch with me. I will pop my email address in the comments, and you can find me on socials, so it's Little Fish Bookstack. Please don't hesitate to get in touch for any questions that you may have. So I'm going to show you this morning a very selection of books that are aimed at various different age ranges. I'm also going to be sharing with you a shopping link, so if there is anything that you think your children would enjoy, then please use that link to buy those books. Using that link then means that we can also get some books into your local centre to help build a library there too. So I'm going to start off with a mystery book. So The Unexpected Tale of Bastien Bonlève. So this is set in France and it is a mystery story, perfect for mid-key stage 2, I would suggest. You can see inside it is pages of text. The reason I am explaining that is because there are books later on that I'll show you that are a slightly different format. So I'd probably say 9 to 11, 9 to 12. This book is really lovely, fab adventure book. Also thinking of adventure books, I have this book here, which is brilliant for readers who are becoming more independent. They're perhaps moving on from picture books, but are not quite ready for this yet. And the best part about this book is that it's interactive. So as you read through, there are questions for you to ask and little puzzles to solve based on what you've been reading. And I think books like this are so important. I am an ex-primary school teacher myself. I now currently work in a primary school as a support staff. And reading, obviously, we want them to be able to read what's on the page, but it's so important that they understand what they're reading. And books like this are ideal. I think the illustrations are gorgeous. There is text in there, but it's not completely overwhelming. So I think picking it up as a reader, as I say, moving on from kind of the early reading, these are brilliant. And it really gets you thinking about what you've read to be able to answer those questions at the end. This is actually from a series of books. So there is another couple of Agent Arthur books, but there's also The Mystery of the Missing Unicorn, all in this range, very similar books. Moving on to one of my current favourites to be sharing is this Social Media Survival Guide. I have a child myself who is in year 5, and although we're not quite there yet, I'm aware that it won't be long before they start asking for a phone and having contact with friends outside of school from their phone, and beginning to look at social media. And I think although there are age limits set on social media, I think it's really important that we are teaching our children all about social media and how to use it safely. So this one is aimed at sort of upper key stage 2. There are various different topics covered within the book, and I just think it explains a lot about social media in a really child-friendly way. There is a QR code to scan at the front for some more information, but that is something that I am going to be using a lot over the next few years. It is a massive part of our current culture, and networking and so much of business is done through social media. So I think it's really important that we educate our children in how to use it properly and safely, and this book is absolutely amazing for that. I've got a non-fiction book here. Again, one of my children, she does love reading fiction books, but non-fiction is where she really gets stuck in with reading. And this incredible series, again, so it's 100 Things to Know. It is a series. There are loads out there. There's 100 Things to Know about the unknown. There's 100 Things to Know about history or music. There's loads of them. So you can see those on the website link that I will send to you. but there's 100 things to know about sport. So I think it's really attention grabbing. It's filled with information, but again, the pages are not completely overwhelming with text. I remember being at school myself and we'd get non-fiction books and it would be pages and pages and pages of text, small writing, language that I didn't really understand. It was too hard, but I think this is just amazing. So there is a different fact on each page, but it's not overwhelming. There's not loads of text, there's not loads of complicated language. So this is one from our really popular 100 Things to Know series. Have a look at some of our younger books. So we do books from birth to young adult. Sorry, I was just turning this one on. We do books from birth all the way through to young adults, and the books available are absolutely gorgeous, and I wanted to share this one with you. So I'm sure you're all aware of our That's Not My series of books, the really super popular sensory books, but this is the same concept, but with added sound as well. So this one, Don't Tickle a Reindeer. Again, this is a series, there are others available, but I wanted to share this one with you. So it's a sound button, there is an on-off switch, which I know as parents we very much enjoy. So you feel the sensory bit and it makes the noise as well. So this is this one. And just gorgeous board books. Nice bold big writing. There is a sensory patch on each page as you go through, and then towards the end the sound builds up, as do the characters. So that's a really nice one for our younger children. Board pages, brilliant for little ones to be manipulating pages themselves, or perhaps those who struggle with fine motor skills a little bit more can use those books easily. Now this is one of my favourites for, again, children who are beginning to read a little bit more independently. They're moving on from picture books but not quite ready for big thick chapter books. So this is about, so she's a princess, but not your typical princess in your gorgeous dresses, and she gets up to all sorts of mischief with her unicorn pig here. I will show you the inside, introduces the characters. But again, the illustrations are just gorgeous, and there is plenty of text to be reading. The book is organised into chapters, but it's not completely overwhelming. There's not loads and loads in there to read. I absolutely love this series of books. As I say, it is a series, there are other books available, but it's just gorgeous, and I know one of mine has sat and read these cover to cover, loves them and reads them over and over again. So I mentioned that Usborne have a series of young adult books, and I personally read a lot of them and absolutely love them. This is one that I have read, Catch Your Death. So it's like a murder mystery set in a school. Not this one, there's another one that's set in a school. So this one is like a stately home estate, and the weather turns and they're trapped there. So there's a bit of a murder mystery here to solve, and I absolutely love our young adult fiction book. I could talk for hours purely about our young adult fiction. As you would expect, this is pages of text. It is aimed at 14 plus, but these are brilliant. They're well written, they are relevant. I remember reading adult books as a young adult because there wasn't really the range of books there, so absolutely fantastic. Let's go back to our younger readers, or those who just love a fire engine. So we have a whole series of books called Peep Inside, covering a huge range of topics. So this is Peep Inside the Fire Engine, and you can see that there are gorgeous illustrations. There are flaps to open all the way through, showing you inside a fire station, and it goes through to a fire engine. Again, we've got some board pages, but I think books like this are so important. If we can encourage children to enjoy books when they're younger. I think that's a really good foundation for continuing with that as they get much older. So that's from our Peep Inside range. And then a book that I really wish I'd had, How It Works, Money. So again, this is the series of books aimed at Key Stage 2, lower Key Stage 3 perhaps, and it just explains, I can't see around this one, so it explains the basics of money, but in a nice, fun, interactive way. There are flaps all the way through the book. Again, there's so much information, but it's not just pages and pages of text. It encourages saving, it explains how you make money, and I just think books like that are so valuable, so informative, and things that as a child I missed out on. Was taught about money from my parents, but there's still so many things that I really wish I had been told. Moving on to some skills books. So again, we have a series of key skills workbooks, and these are all wipe clean. They do come with the pen, and it just guides you through using our animal friends, various different activities to help you. This one in particular is with the times tables, and it is the 2s, 5s and 10 times tables. But we do have other workbooks available for different areas of maths. We have English workbooks available, and a lot of them are wipe clean, so they can do them over and over again, and that repetition just gives confidence then to apply that knowledge elsewhere. As I said earlier, please get in touch if you would like me to look for anything specific, or if you have any further questions. So I'm always happy to make recommendations. We've got this book here, all about diversity. Now this is, if you look on the Usborne website, aimed at younger children, but I think it can be used across the board. And it just explains all about diverse cultures and why people are different and what makes people different. Again, just a really nice, important book we have there. All about diversity. Again, that is part of a series. So there's all about friends, there's all about families, all about diversity. I think there were a couple more, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. We also have not just workbooks or fiction books, non-fiction. We also have activities. So there is a huge range of magic painting books, there's a huge range of sticker books, but we also have books and jigsaws. So I just wanted to show you this one. Obviously the benefits of doing jigsaws is big. There's those fine motor skills, there's those problem solving skills just from doing a jigsaw. But this comes with a book as well. So this is the jigsaw that you would get. This one has 300 pieces, and it does show you on the back the size of the pieces that you'd get, so they're not too tiny. And inside here, I will just take the lid off and show you. So you get your bag of jigsaw pieces, but you also get a book that goes with it. Now this one is a puzzle book, but I think it's so important that we are encouraging reading for pleasure, but using books for other purposes as well. So using books for keeping us busy, stop us getting bored, books for research, not just solely relying on the internet. So that is our book and jigsaw, and again there are loads of these, absolutely loads. And I'm going to end today on one of the most popular series we have, and we tend to find it is Key Stage 2 boys who love this series of books. Now I'm a firm believer in any child can read any book that they want to, and there shouldn't be, you can't read that, that's for boys, that's a bit of a girly book, but this does attract a lot of boys. It's a brilliant book for those who like gaming. So if you are desperately trying to get your child away from a screen, then this series might be the one for you. So these are our Usborne Adventure game books. Again, there is a series of these. Now I think the front cover just automatically attracts boys' attention. And I know that often it is boys who are a little more reluctant to read. Inside this series of books, you have some reading to do, but you also have problems to solve. So it is a game book, and you play the game book. So it explains all of your instructions at the beginning. And then as you read through the story, there are various decisions that you have to be made, or puzzles that have to be solved, and you jump from the end of one chapter to a different one depending on how you have solved that problem, which is brilliant. It gets children interacting with a book that they're reading, they're playing a game, but it also means it could be read again and again and again. Obviously the different way they solve a problem or a different decision they made would take them to a different part of the book. This one, as I say, is hugely popular, this series. There was another one of these that I was going to share, but unfortunately it's out of stock because it is that popular. So I hope that's been helpful. As I say, I am Catherine and I am Little Fish Bookstack. I will pop my email address in the comments for you. Please don't hesitate to get in touch if there is anything you have seen this morning, or you have any questions or would like any recommendations. And as I say, there will be a shopping link sent to you if there's something you've seen that you think, do you know what, that'd be brilliant. Please do use that link, and then we can start building library at your centre as well. Thank you very much.